guys, the Little Western 11 here, and today I'm doing another review. I was a bit bored today, so I decided to review US DVD Best of James. I have this DVD in a big box set called Best Tales from the Tracks, and I'm going to say my thoughts on the menus, the episodes, and lots more. So let's go. When I do say my thoughts on the episodes, I'll give a review on each individual episode. So we may as well start with my thoughts on the box. The front cover looks awesome. The promo image of James is perfect, and I love it. The back looks great as well, with images from the episodes and a good character description for James. One of the editions has a feature that lets you press James's nose and it plays his whistle. I was also interested to discover that there were a few DVD plus engine gift packs that came with this DVD, including wooden railway models of Duncan, Bertie and a jewel car. Didn't even know they had those. The DVD was released in 2002 and the menu looks pretty good. Despite this, the conversation between Thomas and Sir Topham Hatt is pretty weird, and I don't know why they didn't use James's actual whistle. Overall, the games were pretty bad. Build an Engine was really weird, and overall, the games were pretty terrible. Apart from one. That one was the Best of James trivia game, which was pretty good. I actually scored full marks, so haha. As for the episodes, this DVD has a great selection, so let's start with A Proud Day for James. Now, you may know this episode as James and the Express, depending on where you're from. The episode is good. It's a nice part of James's character arc and shows how he can be teased and bullied too, as well as him being the bully. Although, of course, Gordon gets what's coming to him. However, I don't really understand why Gordon couldn't pull the second train. Anyway, James pulls the express and Gordon is made to shunt trucks. Blah, blah, blah. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. 6 out of 10. Next up is James in a Mess, or Dirty Objects. And this is a real classic. The tables have turned since their last episode, and now James is the bully. The crash is epic. And what can I say bad about this episode? It's amazing. 9 out of 10. As for Old Iron, again, what can I say bad about this episode? Action-packed, memorable story, and the modelling in this episode was amazing. It must have been so hard to film, and with the guy standing on Edward's footplate, that was just amazing. What an episode. I think I'm going to have to give it full marks. That's how good it was. James being arrogant again, like he was in the last episode, but full marks. This episode just blew me away. 10 out of 10. Now, for No Joke for James. It has a nice introduction to James at the start, and this story again shows James's arrogant style. There seems to be a bit of a continuous war between James and Gordon. In the first episode, James and the Express, as I'm going to call it, and again here. The idea of James stealing the Express is okay, but it feels a bit like a Miller-era plot. Like, why would his driver and fireman go along with that? Now it's James who is teased, but obviously he redeems himself by taking the railway inspector to the meeting. While the visuals for this episode being great as always, the ending feels quite rushed, and it feels too much like a Sharon Miller episode. 7 out of 10. James Learns a Lesson, also known as James and the Coaches to English People. What can I say about this episode? It shows James being a bit boastful, but it was hardly his fault Sir Topham's hat got wet. Although James did ride quite roughly, so he probably deserved to be told off. Despite this, you'd think he would be sad that he was told off, rather than angry. Anyway, this was a classic story, and James having to use a bootlace to pull the train will never be forgotten. This was a bit of a turning point for James, and what a great episode. 8 out of 10. Percy James and the Fruitful Day. First of all, let me just say that James's theme sounds great in this episode, and the music overall is great. First there was karma for James, and Percy makes fun of him. The insults between the engines in this is really funny, but overall the episode is quite bland. The episode seems quite silly, but the crash is quite good. And the message at the end is okay, at 7.5 out of 10. What a classic we have in James Goes Buzz Buzz, or Buzz Buzz to English audiences. This is by far James's most memorable episode, and there's been so much merchandise made of it. If you want to watch a James episode, this is the one for you. This is James being boastful again, and this was quite a clever episode. James just butting in is right in his character, and it was funny how everyone ran out of the station when the bees came. I think the animation is pretty bad, but it was hilarious how much the bees liked James. This is an amazing episode. 9.5 out of 10. Finally, we end the episodes on Time for Trouble, and it was an okay episode, but the title is a bit weird. I don't really know why they didn't keep the original title of Doubleheader. It starts with a few nice shots of Gordon pulling the express, and then Sir Topham Hatt lets James pull it. I'm kind of tired of James being boastful, so it's good that he gets very embarrassed in this episode. While the episode is not bad, it's very average. 6.5 out of 10. Now we've done the episodes, the DVD came with a few songs. Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover, Harold the Helicopter, The Island Song, and Gone Fishing. As the DVD was released in 2002, I don't know why they didn't use the James the Really Splendid Engine song, considering that it was released a year earlier. Apart from that, the selection of songs was pretty good. So guys, that is the end of the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe for more videos to come. I give this DVD a solid 8 out of 10. So, see ya!